right, all right, all right. It is 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock on the East Coast. We are live. Another episode of IG Live. This is going to be a great episode to turn into. We're going to be having Ryker Riley join us. He's going to be with us. If you're in business, this is a podcast, an episode that you'll want to be listening to. We're going to be talking about how to a bunch of different things, but we'll be discussing some of his ventures and some of the value and product that he has to offer. So we'll be bringing him up just in a little bit, but each week we're going to be having a different guest who has some kind of specialty or some area of expertise where they can add value. So each week, Fridays, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 3 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll be going live with different guests. And this is going to be something that you want to be a part of. It's good to see everybody tuning in. Hope you guys can hear me loud and clear. And so we're going to have Ryker Riley with us on today's episode. Looking forward to it. It's going to be really special. I think he has got some good stuff that we're going to talk about here this afternoon. Bring him up to the stage, and we are going to start the conversation. So let's see if this works. All right.
Hey, Julian, can you hear me?
I can. Riker, can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Loud and clear. Awesome, man.
Hey,
how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. It's a beautiful day here in Massachusetts. It's a Friday, and I can't complain. And I'm really excited for the podcast and the show, man. Thank you for inviting me.
Of course. It's glad that you can be here. It's so cool how we met. It was only a few weeks ago that I was at a conference, WealthCon, and that's where I met your mom.
Yes, Forbes Riley.
Yeah, Forbes Riley, and we got connected, and let your sister know that I was in the NFT space, and she was like, "Oh man, I gotta connect you with my brother," right?
Yep.
And so that's how we connected. And why don't we talk a little bit about that? Like, what's being Forbes Riley's son, what that process been like for you growing up?
So being Forbes Riley's son, I actually want to do a quick shout out to McKenna for introducing you to you, because like you said, we just met just like a week ago, but our call went amazing. And Julian's brilliant when it comes to business consulting and NFTs. We discussed a lot of things I've been doing, and it's no wonder you were at the same conference as them, because they're doing some next level stuff. And if that means you're there, you're also doing some next level stuff. So I knew you were definitely the real deal.
Appreciate
that, bro. Growing up with Forbes Riley, so Forbes Riley, she's the $2.5 billion host. She's been doing infomercials and shows for 35 plus years, and she's really made a mark on the coaching as well as the infomercial world.
Yeah.
And being a part of that, I mean, really gave me perspective on the potential of not only how we as businesses should be operating, but as well as what it means to be an entrepreneur. So ever since I was 7 years old, I remember being in her businesses and actually working in the company while my friends were doing school and going out and playing and stuff like that. We'd have to put in 2 hours a day after school in order to help the family business. And that was just kind of what being an entrepreneur was. She always hustling, and it really built, I think, my work ethic. Because actually right now I'm in college and trying to run my own business, just because I see like the potential in college. However, there's a lot of help to be done for people with business, for example, and that's something we're definitely going to talk about a little bit later. But I'm really excited to sort of jump into sort of why I think business is really going to change the world. And it's not about what everyone thinks. It's, oh, I start a business to make money, but there is a different route to business, like having a passion that will take you that much further. And Julian, I see it in your work as well, which is why I'm just so excited to be here.
Hey, bro, I appreciate that. Yeah, great minds think alike. And,
Absolutely.
when we met last week, we were talking a little bit about what we're doing as far as Web3 is concerned. And, like we talked about my NFT project. Actually, I like to call it digital assets now because NFTs kind of have
A
this
stigma, yeah.
stigma to it, unfortunately, but it is what it is. So I've been calling them digital assets with some of my clients, kind of is a bit more better received there. But it's been quite the process, going from an investor of NFTs to about a year later starting my own project. It's quite the process. And because there's no regulation, there's not really any authorities in that space. It's a lot of room for you not great stuff happening, and that's actually
Yeah.
something that we experienced in our project, where we were working with a developer, and we found out that there was some ingenuine development taking place, kind of just like ripping somebody else's work off and coining it as their own. And so
Hmm.
we had to fire them, and that pushed off the release of our game a bit. Um, so we brought in a new developer, and now things are going. So we're looking for probably a July release now for our NFT metaverse game. They're on Minecraft. So, but I want to ask you, what in that kind of sense, what has that experience been like for you navigating the NFT space in your way?
I mean, talk about a really crazy industry. And what you're doing, I think, is really remarkable because it's like those pioneers who discovered the new place first. They're going to take all the arrows, but once you get through all the arrows, you're sitting on the biggest pot of gold
Mm,
that the modern world is going to see. I mean, this is a brand new industry that has the
right.
potential to change digital ownership.
Yeah.
Something we talked about was actually fake information, which is
Yeah.
possibly one of the coolest ideas I've heard for blockchain potential.
Yeah.
Um, as well as it's also going to change just finance in general. I mean, a lot of people see Bitcoin and they think I'd never use it, but 20 years ago, we did not think the internet was going to be what it is. And this is
Right.
technology exists now, and you guys are building on it. I remember when I first started, I actually started in crypto. I did your classic trading the coins, and I didn't really understand it until maybe like 6 months into it, I discovered NFTs, and I really saw the potential of business being done. Because before it was about currencies and it was just about an investment and making a quick buck. I mean, people really didn't understand the technology and they just saw what happened in 2017 and thought, wow, it's a great opportunity. And it was a great opportunity. But it's the people who are sticking around even through these like
Mhm.
downtimes during this bear market that are going to see these insurmountable amount of returns from actually growing with the industry and not just being a spectator. And so
Exactly.
when I got into NFTs, we actually talked about this in our call was looking at a project called NFT Worlds, which I think you guys are building your game on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Lurkies, they're building on NFT Worlds, which NFT Worlds, great developers, great people, and that's one of the reasons I decided to invest in them initially. And seeing that Julian's working with them gives me a ton of faith in their project because I actually managed to make over $60,000 from that project from only $400. I mean,
Dude.
it was quite a
Wow.
remarkable investment, but it showed me that these weren't like just, these pictures online and it was just a gambling. If you
Right.
looked at I guess, I don't know, you treat it like a stock almost.
Yeah.
The proposition for NFT Worlds was they wanted to build a NFT game, but they wanted to include parts of Web 2, which is what right now I think a lot of Web 3 is missing. And we talked about this in our
Yeah.
call was how Web3 right now, everyone is pushing so heavily and focusing on Web3 that they're forgetting that the entire world still runs on Web2. And the bridge between is right now where the most amount of money is going to be made, but also the most amount of people are going to be helped. Because
Right.
it takes time to get into this Web3 stuff. How long did your journey take? Because, I mean, mine was almost 2 years before I could confidently say I knew what I was doing.
Oh man. I think I'm still learning. I don't even like there's still, like this is new tech, and I think only about 2 to 3% of the world even knows how to spell NFT. And so that just kind of tells you where we're at. And we know adoption takes time. Before it's adopted, it's going to be slandered. And, they were dismissing the internet back into like internet.
Yeah,
That's a fad. That's a fad. Can you believe that? And look where we are here today with the internet. So,
it's truly remarkable.
absolutely.
Actually, I did want to talk about also that you're making an NFT project, which from an investor standpoint, I when I made my money, I thought, oh, what a great idea. I'll make a project as well. You guys put in so much work, and there's so much that's not been discovered because it's like a level of entrepreneurship inside of entrepreneurship. You're not only making a business, but now you're making a business with a technology that has all this infinite use case that no one understands yet and has the potential to completely change the world. So I have to give you huge kudos for that because our project didn't do so well. I would love to revisit that idea one day. It's definitely a passion project, but I think that you guys like building this is just such a testimonial to your guys' a business in ability in business.
I appreciate that, Ryker. It really has been quite, really something because it's, I'm venturing into the unknown. There's nobody that's really doing this except for a handful of people. And, so, I'm all about building with builders. I don't invest with, in hype or whatever. I look at whoever is behind the project, whoever is behind the business. If I see that, man, they have a track record of success or they're killing it at whatever they're doing, that's somebody that I want to get behind. And, so building the way that we are, and, I'm kind of becoming one of those figures, building something and also in my other business ventures. But I'm really excited about what we're doing with Lurkies because, yeah, it's kind of like we're in the early days of Ready Player One. That's
Yes.
honestly how I see it. And so we'll see what happens, but definitely excited for the future, but I know you have some other stuff. You've been on a journey yourself. You have even stuff outside of the NFT space. You got some different things going on. Maybe why don't you tell us a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey?
Yeah, so after sort of I went through my NFT sort of crave, I decided that maybe I wanted to make a business. I knew that was kind of the play because I figured it was the way I could help the most people. The investing was nice, and I started doing coachings and stuff like that, but it didn't sort of fulfill the desire to, I guess, do something more. And so I definitely set out after this. This was all during COVID. So, 2020 happened, going to 2021. I decided that I would actually internship for my sister's company. So this is Forbes
Okay.
Riley Media. They're a seven-figure coaching company. And this has been over the course of 2 years. So I think they
Wow.
did seven figures in their first year with no paid ads. They're really the real deal.
Yeah.
And so I joined their company and became their hiring manager. It was like, this is what we need. We're making all this money. Let's grow this team. And with no experience, I stepped in there and completely revolutionized how they hire and how they do their processes for the SOPs. And I grew their
Wow.
team to 8 people, and I think 10 people at its top point when we had some contractors as well. And now they're a smooth running operation. They have over I think it's 10 courses now, and they've served over 20,000 students.
Wow. That's massive.
Yeah,
That's
they
awesome, man. And you're in college, right?
yes, I am
You're,
actually. I was doing that during my gap year, and when I sort of ran my time there, I spent 2 years there really building this out. But I figured that maybe a college education couldn't hurt. I have to say I'm on both sides of the coin when it comes to this. College is great for your traditional business and stuff like that, but you can really learn everything on the internet. It's like there's no
absolutely.
question about it.
Hey,
It's
YouTube University is a real thing.
oh 100%, 100%. That's how I learned half the stuff I did in that business was going on YouTube. I'd get an assignment, I'd go right to the internet. I'm like, all right, how do I do this, internet?
And Chat GPT is only taking that to a whole nother level.
Oh yeah. That's changed the game. If I had that back then, entrepreneurs now have really got, I think, one of the biggest legs up with new softwares, things like AI. I think
Yeah,
now more than ever, if you have any sort of entrepreneurial passion, now is the time to act on it because
yeah,
you have the internet for millions of eyes. You have the tools to completely learn skills that you need and run those skills. And I don't think it's been ever easier unless you want to go mow lawns, for example, there's not an easier entrepreneurial job, I think.
I completely agree with you, man. It's if you've ever had some kind of technological idea, there's literally no roadblocks now. Like Chat GPT will write out the code for an app. If you have an idea for an app, if you have an idea, really whatever it is you're trying to get into, if you have some kind of vision, but you didn't know how to get started, or maybe you didn't have the web development experience or the coding experience or whatever it is, that's Chat GPT's completely changed the game. So it's like,
Most
man,
definitely.
now's the time to get in while we can, right?
Absolutely. And the thing is, it's really allowed people who haven't been able to capitalize, I guess, on the minutia stuff in business for example, copywriting and stuff like that. People
Yeah.
like these things because I've actually started 5 businesses of my own
Wow.
and small businesses like coachings, for example, and nothing that would really take off, but each one gave me a lesson on how to build businesses first off better than the next, as well as it showed me the potential of online earnings. Literally being able to sit home and make money from your laptop is the most liberating feeling that anyone can do now. That's what's
Yeah.
so crazy. And
From
so
your iPhone. Yeah.
yeah, even an iPhone. I've seen some remarkable apps. Like my buddy yesterday was doing a presentation on his phone, and I was thinking, wow, you could literally do full presentations on your phone, be able to annotate the whole thing, and be super, I guess, dexterous with like the program. And I was like, oh my god, there's like technology is just getting faster and faster and faster. And so if you have a great idea, it's just about having the tools to just jump on it and leaping so that net will appear.
Exactly. Exactly. You said you had other businesses. So before you got into what you're doing now with it's kind of like a family business, huh? Oh, right? What were you
Yeah.
doing before?
So before it was around the NFTs, I started a
Okay.
community and an investing group. And the idea was educating people on Web3, getting them into crypto, and seeing if we couldn't help make some good trades for people and actually make some people money. During that bull run, you could really invest in anything and see returns. It was just about knowing how to set up a wallet, what to look for, all that stuff. And
Yeah.
especially when people are dealing with money, they want to feel like they know what they're doing before they
Or
act.
yeah, especially in a space that's so unestablished, kind of, you know,
A-
blurry at best.
Absolutely. And I think that did me well because I got the community, I did the course, and I got people. But the thing is, when the money started to dry up, so did the people. And that's when I started to go, all right, I could hold off on this and come back maybe the next time and see if we can't get people. But for now, I need to fill this gap. And so that's when I was working with Forbes Riley Media, and I came up with Loyal Hiring, which Loyal Hiring was an outsourcing business for bringing foreign workers to entrepreneurs in America so they could have low-cost workers while also providing livable wages to people in any sort of third world countries who are qualified, highly
Mhm.
educated. They just don't, the dollar is just a very powerful currency. And here, it might cost you $15 an hour minimum for someone. But how about a college, someone in, let's say, the Philippines, for example, or Romania or Serbia, who are extremely educated, up to a master's even, and it's less paid just because you're giving them a great salary as well. Everyone's winning. And I was like, oh, this is a great business model. And I ended up doing it and working a 70-hour work week and going, oh my God, like this might be a little much. And so I decided to hand those contracts over. and think about a little bit more of a scalable business.
Got
Um,
it.
and the whole journey actually did lead me up to my most recent one, which I've built in college, and that's DFY 360.
Yeah, yeah. Let's talk a little bit about that because that when we were talking about that tool when we met last week, I got pretty excited because I know I could see just the value um, behind it. You know, there's a big niche, a big use case there. You have a lot of people with, you know, even let's say they use Chat GPT to develop their idea. Now they still need something to kind of hold it all together. And that can be a little crazy. You know, I think about all the different platforms that I'm using to with web design, my websites, you know, my CRM, you know, email, different things. It's all kind of on separate islands, and it takes, you know, somebody who's a good organizer manager to bring that all together. But your tool takes all of that complication away, right?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I realized about businesses that are starting is that when you're an entrepreneur, a lot of this stuff you're doing, we're figuring out on the fly and we're doing that. And all of a sudden, when your business is up and going, you now have this plane that looks like it's duct taped together. It's barely flying. It's getting the job done.
Yeah,
But you're trying to keep track of all these different subscriptions that make up this plane. And I thought, wow, I mean, why hasn't anyone created something with all like why is every software a single software? You have your emails, you have your CRM, and it's not like these are cheap. It's not like $10 a month. I mean, these are $100 a month softwares, and they're
yeah,
great, but you can't spend that over 10 softwares if you're a starting company. And these are all tools you need to grow.
right.
And so I came upon DFY 360 and I saw the software and I was like, wow, so many startups, so many small businesses completely revolutionize the way they do business and have automation, convenience, all at their fingertips for the cost of just one of these softwares. So it could be ranging someone like 1,100 a month on average to get all of the features that we have for just 97 a month.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
and so we're working on improving this software actually right now to create a completely done for you system. The idea behind it is that, look, you're an entrepreneur. You want to make sales, and you always hear about, like, for example, like with Zuckerberg, it was him and a partner. It feels like everyone has a partner except you. Solopreneurs feel like I got to do all this stuff by myself. And
Very true.
that's just that's just sometimes overwhelming. I mean, a lot of us, and I know for myself and experience, just got caught up in the little things, and all of a sudden I realized I never really got to the point of making a sale. It was like I have to make everything perfect. And so
Right. A lot of pressure.
what I was like, all right, if we can provide you with every tool and we can set up everything for you, we can become your automated business partner. And essentially, what it is by joining, you'll have an array of templates to set up, coachings and courses on, for example, how to get your product out there, as well as how to set it up. And you'll
Wow.
have a full running business
So
in less than a
education
week.
as well.
Yeah, education as well, because I mean, you do have to learn a software, but let's learn one software, not 10. Especially when that one software connects to every other piece, and all of a sudden, you know exactly what's happening always. It's always such a
Yeah.
pain to try and bridge softwares, like if you're using Zapier and stuff like that. And if it's all in-house in one platform, it just makes it that much simpler. And one of the objections I actually get for this is like, oh, well, what happens if it goes down? And I'm like, look, if you have 10 softwares and they're all essential part of your business, what happens if one of those go down? Your business still can't run. But now you've just spread out your risk to 10 different businesses
Mm,
instead of one that functions well. And it's a very great company. We do a great job in making a quality service that has the same power as other softwares that I think like that's what people are afraid of. You know, you're spending less, you're not going to get as much, but you're getting the same power for a lot less and you're saving all that time. I mean, it was just like, yeah, I think this is what I'm going to run with.
yeah. You know, and even, you know, when I'm listening to you right now, I'm thinking about all the different, you know, because the data that I have that I'm working with, it's all like kind of siloed or disparate. You know, I have information over here, I have information in a Google sheet over here. I have, a database over here. But if everything's connected, man, that just, instead of having to import or create API plugins or different things like that, you just have a one-stop shop tool that even provides you education of how to maximize the tool and your business. Man, it sounds like something you can't go wrong with. And for only $97 a month?
Yeah, and actually, for just you and just your guys' people for this podcast, and probably till this summer, I'm going to be giving it to you for free. I want you to honestly use it. I want you to use it for your business. And honestly, it's for me, what it's about is seeing that it works and that like entrepreneurs like you will get the maximum benefit because you do business consulting. So I know when your business is up and going, you're going to help all these other businesses, and I'll feel the little gratification in me of having a little part in being able to help that operation. And so if you do see my link, there's a free sign up. All you have to do is sign up, and there's a quick onboard. It's just a form, and we'll give you access till the summer, and you'll have all the access to pretty much, our CRM, websites, funnels, email marketing, social media planner. I mean, the reporting, if you run ads, I mean, the list goes on. And we'll definitely talk after this, Julian, because I definitely think you're going to love it. And using your business consulting, I think your people are going to get a lot out of it, and use your business consulting because you have lead generation knowledge that I think everyone could use. And our product doesn't give lead generation yet. And so you're definitely the guy for that. And I think it's a great opportunity to sort of, let's up level everyone. Why doesn't everyone get to win? Business is not just one-sided where someone makes money and someone feels like, oh, they got sold. Like, no, everyone gets what they want.
Man, wow. So much I can say right now. I mean, it's so true. The businesses that are doing the best are just helping the most. The
It's true.
businesses that are doing the best are helping the most people. And, that model of, wow, you're given that comprehensive, robust service out for free. Guys, if you're tuned into here, if you're listening to this, how long do we have, Ryker?
So I'm going to give you guys, let's say 2 weeks, because right now we're in beta.
Okay.
So not everything's set up. But if you get in free and if you get in right now and you show us, that you see the vision as well, I'm more than happy to give it to you guys because I want to see you guys succeed. And I want to see this platform do stuff for people. I could build it all day, but if it doesn't make you guys a single dime, what am I doing?
So we're talking about tools like ClickFunnels, web hosting platforms. I mean, whichever one, GoDaddy, all that kind of stuff. Slack or what else? What other kind of tools are we replacing with this platform?
For example,
that costs like over $1,000 a month if using.
Yeah, so let's start like ClickFunnels, for example. They focus a lot on just the funnel aspect. They don't have the emails and have that. And they're trying to create ClickFunnels 2.0, which is supposed to have some of these features. But again, you're paying a higher price for less features. It's like it doesn't make sense.
For $200 just for ClickFunnels.
Yeah, and that's just for the funnels. I mean, Active Campaign, that's your email marketing right there. We'll cover that. That's another $97, $30 charge, depending on the package you have. HubSpot. HubSpot has 5 different packages you have to purchase each individually. Wow. And just in ours, we'll cover all of those, including your sales, pipelines, automated like text backs and stuff like that. Using text. So you can actually use text in your business now, all in one with your emails and keep track of all that. So another fun feature we have, I think, is the work automations. This is like what I'm really proud of, is that you're not sending out these emails anymore to people. It's all getting taken care of for you. Where they move, what emails they get, how long they wait, what products they get access to. I mean, we even host courses for, if you have a course and you teach stuff, there's a membership and you can create your community in this platform. And
like right Kajabi, right? Kind of
yes, thing. Absolutely. Like Kajabi. It could replace Kajabi even. I mean, we just named 4 of the top platforms that are all replaceable, and it's still missing all of our features like the social media planner and
Oh,
many others.
that's, I mean, just that social media planner, just that alone.
Another
That's
software.
massive. That's massive. Wow, dude, that's really good. We're definitely gonna talk more. This is something I could definitely see helping a lot of people, and I see that's your intention. That's your goal. You want to build this up and help as many people as possible. You know, everybody's winning. That leads me to the next question is what's kind of like, you've been doing a lot, had a lot of success, starting from an early age, you hit big with NFT worlds at a young age, bro, that's fire. And now you're doing this, right? Helping more people. Riker, what's like your goal? What are you working towards? What's kind of like your why? What's your motivation?
So I remember being in my mom's company and seeing her struggle with softwares. And I mean, she's an absolute genius. She's a master at her craft. And I'm like, you don't you don't seem to get this? And my sister actually ended up stepping in and doing that. And I'm like, well, not everyone doesn't have a McKenna. And I love starting businesses. I really do. I started my businesses, and the only reason I don't think those ones did as well is because, like, I'm not the person who has the product. I like to really build that back end and stuff like that. And I was like,
Yeah.
all right, I don't know how I can help people by teaching all this stuff if they're not going to be able to, like, take advantage of it.
Hmm.
And so I wanted to find a way that I could really get someone to do what they love while giving them what they need, which seems to be the challenge when you're trying to do a business and sell something to someone. And so my goal was like, all right, I want to see 10,000 people make a business and make money from it. Because, I mean, I hear all my friends, they talk about, my buddy the other day said he wants to start an e-commerce store. And I'm like, I could actually start his business and make him money in less than a week by doing this. And I'm like, all right, 1,000 people. That's the goal right now. And I'm going to actually start keeping track of this on our social media, so you guys can
Okay.
grow with us and see this journey. Because right now the goal is to see how many people we can make money for. That's so
Yeah.
exciting. I don't know why, but I think that in this day and age where everything's unsure, that if you have a side hustle, you have a passion project, if you're able to turn out a little bit extra money that helps out in any sort of times, sort of prepares you for the future, I mean, that to me feels great. I love that feeling. I'm in college right now. I have the complete luxury of having my facilities taken care of and a roof over my head. And I think right now it's just about giving back because it's the golden rule. What goes around comes around. And I know I'll be taken care of by an awesome community, Julian, and especially any other people that are impacted by the software that I can help. And I just know that it'll work out if I do this for people.
So true, man. You reap what you sow.
Absolutely.
You're gonna what you put out, that's what you got coming back. And
Yes.
so, man, you're putting out some good stuff. You're helping people. 1,000 people, I could see that happening. We got all kinds of coaches, consultants, and different business leaders out there that are super unorganized that could definitely use some structure. So I see this definitely taking off.
Thank you,
Man,
Julian.
we can get, so the link is in the bio, right?
Yeah, I got it in. It's the only thing in there right now. I actually don't have a personal Instagram account. I just kind of had a business one. So I made it just to be here with Julian.
Yeah, you don't have time for social media. You're too busy making moves.
Yeah, I'm a builder. I'm a builder at heart. And I think that's why we resonated so well. When you talked about your building and stuff like that, to me, it's about building dreams. Like that to me is having nothing be something is just a phenomenon. That the fact that we can do that and turn what was just a scribble on a piece of paper into, for example, a multi-million-dollar business. And the bigger the impact, the bigger the reward, I feel like.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Man, I'm in the description of this video, whoever's watching this after the live, we're going to have Riker's handle there in the description. He's going to be tagged in the post too. So head over, and you only got 2 weeks. We're talking about a powerful, powerful application that even if you're just thinking about starting a business, you might as well get in there now, because you can get in there. I mean, we're talking about over $1,000 worth of software solution for free, for free. And it's only for 2 weeks. So 2 weeks from today, you definitely want to tap in. And, you know, those who get in early, history has shown, are always the greatest benefactors when it comes to any business venture. So definitely going to have that information there. Ryker, given your experience and your success early on, what, and just what you've been exposed to, being, you know, Forbes Riley's son, you're exposed, you know, I'm a big believer in, you know, like the saying is your network is your net worth.
Mm-hmm.
And who you're surrounded by, who you're exposed to, that's your environment. That's going to determine where you end up. So you've been blessed with some great positioning and just being in the right areas. What is some advice that you would give to aspiring entrepreneurs, or even to your younger self? Maybe if you were to look back, things you know now that you would have done differently today.
I think one thing that I would say to my younger self, but also anyone out there who wants to be an entrepreneur, is that you need to run to opportunity. And opportunity is anything that comes your way, even if you don't feel ready, even if you feel like, how could this be me? You need to run towards it full speed. And even if you hit a brick wall, it's going to hurt. But the thing is, you will get back up, and you'll go around that wall, and then you start running again, and you get even further, and you get further and further. And all of a sudden, you're looking back on what you've created. And I remember always being afraid of it not being enough. It needed to be perfect, the website, the emails. And at some point, it's like, when are you going to start? When are you actually going to go over the edge? And is this all talk? And it's very hard to be all talk when you've already jumped off the cliff.
That's good. That's good. It's hard to be all talk when you've already jumped off. There's no going back.
There isn't.
There's a saying I like to say is, sometimes you have to be okay with building the plane as you fly it.
Absolutely.
And, you know, you just got to, I mean, definitely do the due diligence to getting started. But like you said, eventually you just got to do it, man. You just got to do it. And as you do it, you're going to learn, you're going to grow, you're going to, and failure to me is defined as when you stop trying.
Yes. 100%.
That true fail. There's no, I mean, any mistake you made, that's just a lesson. You know what not to do next time. Failure is giving up.
Absolutely.
So,
I mean, guys, I built 5 businesses. Like, everyone thinks that the first one's going to be the greatest. Go into it thinking, how much can I learn? How much can I learn? And because the thing is, it might not work the first time. Some do. But if it doesn't work the first time, you have the second time. You have the third time. You have the 100th time. But when you give up, you never have that chance. And it will never take off. And like you said it beautifully, is that, you know, you only fail when you stop.
So true. Absolutely true, man. Well, shoot, Ryker, it's been quite the talk. And this is a really good episode. Man, you have some awesome value attached to the product that works. What's the name of it again?
DFY 360. Done for you 360.
Ooh, I like that. Done for you 360, all around. Everything's covered.
Yep.
So you can just focus on selling your product and, you know, manifesting that business idea, right? Without having to worry about all this tech stuff and whatever. I think it's such a great tool, really good tool. Once again, guys, it's in Ryker's handle. He's gonna be tagged in the video. It's gonna be in his bio, free for the next 2 weeks. After that, how much is it?
It'll be $97 a month for the starter package, and then it's $297 a month for our Business Pro. But I'm gonna give you guys the Business Pro for free. For
Wow.
Yeah,
Hey, so you just heard it. You got a basic and then a premier. We can get the premier option about $297, $300 right now for free. If you are a business owner or looking to start a business at any capacity, lock in today. The link, registration link is in Ryker's bio. This is an amazing opportunity. Not everybody operates like this, right? People are ready to, to make that money, that quick buck as fast as possible. But it's Ryker's, mission and vision to help as many aspiring business owners as possible. I think that's a beautiful thing. We talked about it before. What you put out is that what you're going to get back. So, man, keep it up, bro. Keep it up.
thank you, Julian. Thank you again for having me. I mean, this was such an awesome talk. I have such a great time talking to you, and I really appreciate you bringing me on the show. I'm glad that we could help your audience out. There's so much value to get from Julian. I just met him, and I've learned so much, as well as I think a ton of doors have opened between me and him, and really seeing how many people we can help. I think our mission aligns really great, and I'd love to see what we can do in the future.
Definitely, man. Definitely, I could see some good things. So, like you said, I'm a lead gen focused guy. So we'll be doing some stuff together in the future.
Awesome.
Let's go. Well, hey, Ryker, bro, it was a pleasure. It was awesome. We'll be talking more soon. Remember, everybody, link for DFY 360. Love the name. Is gonna be in Ryker's bio. Hey, Ryker, any final words you want to give to the crowd?
Jump into it. Even if you do, this is your moment, guys. Even if you don't know if you have a business, like we said, jump. Don't be all talk, because you can't talk when you're already off the cliff.
Love that. I'm taking that, bro. I might be using
That's all yours. That's all yours.
You can't turn back after you jump, so just jump. That's good, man. All right, bro. Well, hey, we'll be in touch. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week. And I'm not even sure if Ryker knows this yet, but we actually might be having your mom.
No way. Then I'll be tuning in, definitely.
Yeah, so we might be having Forbes Riley. I mean, she said she wanted to come on, so
get ready, because she will blow your socks off. Everyone who's watching right now, this one you cannot miss.
Oh, no. Absolutely. I mean, I'm floored at even that she would even suggest it. And when I heard her speak at WealthCon, I was very impacted, and it even changed around some of my strategies. So you heard it here first, awesome. Guys. You heard it here first. We'll see. I mean, just look out for the Instagram. We'll be announcing it. But each week, whoever's going to be on is going to be providing great value, just like Ryker did here today. And these are lives and shows that you don't want to miss. So 12 o'clock or 3 p.m. every Friday, make time to be a part and go level up.
Take care, everyone. Take care, Julian. This was an awesome show, and I'll definitely be tuning in the future.
Awesome, Ryker. Yeah, for sure, bro. Thanks for all the kudos, and we'll be in touch soon. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We will see you next time.
Take care.
All right.